How is everybody doing? Nick the Bulls fan here, and today I'm just going to be talking to you guys about my experience at the NBA 2K15 commercial shoot. As you guys should already know, I was in the NBA 2K15 MVP trailer. Me, Sub the Gamer, QJB, iPod King Carter starred as well as Kevin Durant in that trailer, and it was a ton of fun. So I'm just going to be telling you guys about my experience and what all went down. Alright, so I got a direct message on Twitter from LD2K asking me if I had time for a phone call. And when I got that message, I'm like, a phone call? What could this be for? I was surprised. I'm like, why would he want to get a phone call with me? So I'm like, yeah, of course you can have a phone call. Definitely. So I gave him my number. He gave me a call, and he's just like, I have an opportunity for you and some other YouTubers to come out and star in an NBA 2K15 commercial spot. And I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? I was so surprised. Like, me out of anybody? So I was like, yeah, of course. I'd be ecstatic to go. I couldn't even put into words. I was just like, my mouth was open. I was just like, what? Are you serious? So he was like all cool about it and said yeah, and gave me the dates, and I'm like, all right, sounds great. I'd be happy to go. And then got off the phone, and then I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I just got asked to be in a commercial. And she's like, are you serious? Like, she didn't believe me. At first she thought it was something fake. She didn't know who LD2K was or Ronnie2K, so she didn't believe me at first. But then I showed her all the evidence, all the proof, and she's like, are you serious? This is awesome. Like, definitely. And then she's like, but wait, you're only 17 years old. Will that matter? And I asked LD2K, and he asked the company involved, and he was like, yeah, it's no problem. You'll just have to have your parents sign some stuff like that. So then I was just chilling. I was like, yes, I can do this. This is going to be awesome. And then I was just chilling, and I get a phone call, and I answer it, and I'm like, hello. He's like, hi, this is Jake from 2K. And at that point I was just like, oh, Jake from 2K, because that Jake from State Farm commercial. And he just called to tell me a bunch of info and get some info from me, get my email, stuff like that, so he could forward me some of the details and all that stuff. So I had a nice conversation with him. And then the day came for us to fly out to Oklahoma City and go shoot the commercial. And I was getting on the plane. I was on the plane, and I noticed, while I was on the plane, I noticed to the left of me, a couple seats to the left, Sub the Gamer was on the plane too. And I didn't notice until midway through the flight. He was sleeping, so I wasn't about to wake him up during the flight. So I didn't actually talk to him till after the flight. But I read the Jordan rules, or some for the love of the game. I read a Jordan book on the flight. That was a good book. And then after the flight, when we got off the plane, I'm like, Sub the Gamer, what's good? And he didn't know who I was by face yet, because I only put up one video with a face cam. So I introduced myself. He knew who I was by name. So that was cool. We get to the airport, and we didn't really know what to do there. We knew someone was going to pick us up, but we didn't know how we were getting, where we were going, and all that stuff. So we had to call this lady, and she said our ride is here. So we went over to our ride, and he brought us. He was a cool guy. He brought us over to the hotel. And when we arrived at the hotel, we were just like, wait, what are we supposed to do here? We didn't really know what we were supposed to do, who we were supposed to contact. So we checked in, we got everything all set up, and then we were like, all right, what are we supposed to do? We just walked around the hotel looking for someone that we were supposed to talk to in regard of the shoot and all that stuff. So when we finally just called someone, and they said, all right, this time come to this spot and we'll go over your wardrobe. And we were surprised. We were like, wardrobe, all this stuff. We didn't know how crazy it was going to be. We didn't know how intense all the stuff we were going to have to do for it. And it was so cool. And we were just talking for a little bit. We were like, who do you think else is coming? Because personally, when I found out that I was one of the people, I thought there was going to be 10 or 12 people, just because the size of my channel, I was a lot smaller than a lot of other YouTubers. And we asked one of the ladies who was doing wardrobe, how many other people are coming? And she was like, oh, only 2 more. You got iPod King Carter and QJB. And we're like, really? Us 4? And we were just shocked that out of all the 2K commentators, us Sub the Gamer and I were chosen. But along with those other 2, I was shocked that I was one of them chosen. I was just dumbfounded. I was so grateful to get the opportunity to do that. So we go through, we talk to the people with the wardrobe, and we talk to the people like in charge of like making the commercial and all that stuff, and they basically like tell us like what the commercial is going to be about, and we were just like, oh wow, this is awesome, this is going to be so cool. And then one of the guys is like, have you guys ever met KD? And it was just like, have you ever met Kevin Durant? Oh yeah, I just had him over for dinner the other night. Like, it was just like Sub the Gamer and I both like jaws kind of dropped, and we were just like smiling like, no, we've never met Kevin Durant before. He's not one of those guys you just see around. So that was cool. And then after we did all that stuff, Sub the Gamer and I, we like got to go. We went out and saw a movie, went to Sonic, and then we came back to the hotel, and we were waiting for QJB and iPod King Carter to arrive. And they finally arrived later at night, and we just chilled with them, hung out, talked a little bit for a couple hours down in the lobby, and then afterwards we all went to bed. And we were told to wake up at like 10 o'clock and go meet in where we were going to shoot the commercial. So we all, I personally had trouble sleeping because I was just so excited. Like tomorrow is going to be like the most crazy day of my life. I'm going to be in a commercial shoot. This is going to be awesome. And I finally got some sleep. I probably got like 6 or 7 hours of sleep, which I don't sleep that much, so that was a decent night of sleep for me. And we woke up in the morning. We got some breakfast. We walked around a little bit. We saw the Thunder Stadium, which was actually really cool. And then it was time for us to go meet in the room. And we went in there, and it was just like such a professional environment. Everything was like do this, you got to do this, you got to get your makeup. They had makeup on me. That was a cool experience. For those people who haven't had makeup on you, which is probably most of my viewers, it tickles. Like the makeup was I was ticklish for the makeup. I don't know, it was just like ticklish. But we got our makeup on, and then we had an order on which everyone was going to do their lines. And first it was Sub the Gamer, then iPod King Carter, then myself, and then QJB. And we didn't know what time Kevin Durant was going to come and do his part. And it was actually like Sub the Gamer went, QJB went, and all the other people while Sub the Gamer was going, iPod King Carter, QJB, and I were chilling in the room, not the room they were recording, but like the other room. We were just chilling in there, talking, eating some food, stuff like that. And so Sub the Gamer went, QJB went, and then it was my turn. So I went halfway through like the lines I was gonna say, and the camera like the way I was gonna do it. And then it was like, okay, Nick, you got to stop now. We're going to have you come back in a little bit, but it's time for Kevin Durant to go. So that made me like even more nervous. I'm like, whoa, Kevin Durant is cutting in between my shoot time, and he's doing his thing. So after Kevin Durant did his like part, shot his lines, we all got to meet him, and that was such a cool experience. He's so tall. Like, you guys probably saw the pictures already, but Kevin Durant is so tall. Like, honestly, you can't even put into words. You can't even like, oh, see him on TV, oh, he looks pretty tall. It's like when you see him in person, that dude is so tall. And we all shook his hand and stuff, and his hands are giant as well. So we got to meet him. That was an awesome experience. We took a picture with him, as you already see. And then afterwards it was my turn to finish up my lines. I finished those up, and I went back and talked to the guys, and then QJB did his lines, and then we were all done with that, and we just chilled in the room for a little bit, did some more stuff that we had to do, and then we were basically off to go. And there was actually a presidential suite that Kevin Durant was in, and we got to go in that afterwards. There was a bunch of food, so we were just chilling in there, eating some food, watching some TV, just chatting around for a little bit. And then we decided to go out, walk around OKC for a little bit, walk around the city. So that was really cool experience. It was awesome just spending some time with the guys, Sub the Gamer, QJB, and iPod King Carter. You see them all on YouTube. I'm sure all of you watch them. But like they're really cool guys. Like, I know you guys enjoy watching them on YouTube, but really they're all like really nice, really good guys. So that was an awesome experience. It was awesome spending some time with them. Then we saw another movie. The movie wasn't that good, but afterwards we walked back, chilled in the lobby, talked a little bit. It was just overall an awesome experience. Like, talking to those guys, meeting Kevin Durant, getting to shoot in a commercial, all that was just such a cool experience. Like, I honestly, like, still to this day, I can't even, like, honestly, putting it into words is hard because it was just so awesome. Like, I can't think of a better word than just awesome and incredible. The whole experience, getting the opportunity, I appreciate it so much. From LD2K, Ronnie 2K, everyone at 2K, I'm very grateful for all the people at like the commercial shoot for making it so easy. Sub the Gamer, QJB, iPad King Carter, very thankful for just them making it easy, all being good guys, supporting me. Like, it was just an awesome experience. And so after we did that, we went and saw a movie. We went to bed after we chatted a little bit, and then we had our day for our flight home, and we all just went to the airport. We talked a little bit, and we all said our goodbyes, and then we just flew home, and that was the end of it. And now the rest is history. I'm sure you've all seen the commercial. It's an incredible commercial. It looks fantastic. It was just honestly such an awesome experience, and I'm very, very, very grateful, as I've said many times in this video, to all the people at 2K, LD2K, Ronnie 2K, 2K in general. It was such an awesome experience, and I'm very grateful. Everyone who was involved in selecting me to be in this. I can't even put it to words in how grateful I am. And also, for those wondering, I've been receiving a lot of comments that Chris Smoove should have been selected. Apparently, according to Ronnie 2K, Chris Smoove was asked to be in it, but he didn't have time or he was busy, so it would have been cool meeting him. But either way, the experience was absolutely incredible, something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, and something that was just such a blessing. So I thank you, and I thank all my viewers for the support. Without you guys, I wouldn't be out there. I wouldn't be big on YouTube. I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't be in the commercial without you guys, because without the support, my channel would not have grown, and I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity. So thank you guys so much. Thank everyone so much. I mean, I'm so grateful. It was an awesome experience, and I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life, guys. This was just completely dope. So I appreciate everyone involved. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the viewers, everyone. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitch, sub me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. All ups to a ton, guys. I really do appreciate it greatly. And everybody have a nice day. Peace.